I am not a teacher, but an awakener. In learning, you will teach, and in teaching you will learn. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Those who know do. Those that understand teach. To teach is to learn twice. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. The art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. The job of an educator is to teach students to see the vitality in themselves. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. Teaching is the highest form of understanding. When one teaches, two learn. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. A teacher who is attempting to teach without inspiring the pupil with a desire to learn is hammering on cold iron.
To me, the joy of teaching comes from the discovery that helping others towards their goals feeds deeply into our own sense of fulfillment.
What the teacher is more important than what he teaches. The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Education is not to reform students or amuse them or to make them expert technicians. It is to unsettle their minds, widen their horizons, inflame their intellects, teach them to think straight, if possible. A teacher is one who makes himself progressively unnecessary. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. The dream begins, most of the time, with a teacher who believes in you, who tugs and pushes and leads you on to the next plateau, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth. I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts. The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action. Teachers open the door, but you must enter by yourself. Teaching is more than imparting knowledge, it is inspiring change. The true teacher defends his pupils against his own personal influence. A good teacher, like a good entertainer, first must hold his audience's attention, then he can teach his lesson. The whole art of teaching is only the art of awakening the natural curiosity of young minds for the purpose of satisfying it afterwards. You can teach a student a lesson for a day, but if you can teach him to learn by creating curiosity, he will continue the learning process as long as he lives. I never teach my pupils. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. If you want to teach people a new way of thinking, don't bother trying to teach them. Instead, give them a tool, the use of which will lead to new ways of thinking. To know how to suggest is the great art of teaching. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. The best teacher is not the one who knows most, but the one who is most capable of reducing knowledge to that simple compound of the obvious and wonderful.
The best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see.
Teaching is not about answering questions, but about raising questions, opening doors for them in places that they could not imagine. Teaching is not a lost art, but the regard for it is a lost tradition.